have a very special guest. It is Courtney Lee. She is an amazing female entrepreneur. She owns Prymal Coffee Creamer.
How did you guys conduct keyword research when putting together this listing? What were the steps? How much keyword research do you have? Let's start there.
So my guy, Phil, so he's my employee, my teammate. So he's also, his expertise is actually in Google and SEO. And so he's been doing Google SEO because we knew we were going to be launching Amazon. So we spent the last, 2 months really just testing out keywords on Google. And also I think probably just typing in stuff on Amazon, like seeing what things pop up and kind of making correlations between listings as to what they were saying. So
yeah,
I'm sure his process is way more scientific. But I would imagine just from our conversations, that's kind of how we progressed and we just strategized about it.
That's great. Yeah. As far as like keyword research goes, as you guys grow, because I know you're talking about adding flavors, I would recommend investing in a software like Helium 10. Which is Amazon specific. So the only reason I bring that up, because obviously Google is huge, right? Like it's the best search engine out there. No questions asked. It has the most information, but always keep in mind that Google has a much different intent than Amazon searches, right? So Google, a lot of the times they're searching to get information about a product. For example, with your product, a lot of it is centered around sugar-free, diabetic needs, things like that. Coffee creamer for diabetics or coffee solution for diabetics, things like that might come up, but not necessarily be something that's commonly searched on Amazon, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's a great place to start. No question about that. But as you guys expand, obviously you can learn actually a ton from your PPC ads, which I saw that you guys have running, which is great. So you can learn a lot from your PPC ads as well. There's search terms reports, which we can send you some information on how to do that. But basically there's search terms reports, which will be generated based off of broad phrasing or broad keywords that you have, and automatic campaigns if you have those set up. Where basically Amazon will tell you the keywords that are firing for your product, what's making the ads go up. But yeah, so I think investing in something like Helium 10 would be a really great idea. And then I love that you talked about the Amazon, the search engine. I think that's great to learn from that as well. Another thing I would recommend is looking at your competitors, checking out their listings, seeing what phrasing are they using, what keywords are they going after. That can be really helpful as well. But I mean, quite honestly, from what I'm seeing right here, you have those bases covered. It's just going to be expanding from here. One thing I'm sure you and Jeff have talked about is a listing's never on autopilot. You should always be testing. You should always be trying out new things. And keyword research is one of those things. So yeah, you guys are launched, but definitely want to revisit keyword research at least every quarter to expand them. So I think you guys have a good foundation right now, but expand down the line for sure. So the most important place for keywords actually is your title. This is the absolute most important place. Like this is where it'll help with indexing and ranking the most. So your most important keywords, and what we mean by most important is the keywords that have the highest search volume on Amazon. Those are the ones you should be going after within your title. And how you get that information is using tools like Helium 10, who will tell you search frequency.
Got it.
So essentially, what you want to do with this title, you obviously want to make sure you have keywords in here, but you want to make sure it is readable. And what we mean by that is we work with a lot of people that, it's like they just threw a bunch of keywords in there and it kind of just doesn't make sense. And you don't want that, because at the end of the day, this is what people are reading first, right? When you're in the search results, like they're reading the title first.
Right.
So it is important that it makes sense and it doesn't sound, because at the end of the day, like obviously keyword ranking, things like that is generated by a computer, but a computer isn't buying the product. People are buying the product. And if it sounds like it's written for a computer, that's not going to resonate really well. Right?
Yeah.
So, so I mean, just looking at that search frequency wise, you want to move certain keywords towards the front. So order actually does matter. So the keywords that have the higher search volume, you want those to go towards the front of the title, just to help you with indexing and ranking down the line. So as far as like any adjustments to make, I would actually take out these dashes. The only reason I suggest this, and so Amazon had an update about, I think it was like in July maybe, they said that they'll suppress listings that have symbols. And this could potentially be considered a symbol. And it's actually always been against Amazon's terms of service. And it was funny, they announced this when I was at an Amazon conference and people were going crazy. They're like, oh my gosh, the world's ending. I'm like, it's really not. Amazon's just going to start enforcing their rules.
Right. Okay.
Do you have any like other questions about your title?
Yeah, I mean, so I guess you were saying the order matters. And so I don't know, maybe I guess I won't really know the keywords that are fine for me until I have more. Is it like just more time on the platform? Over time it'll aggregate and collect information, and that's how I'll know? Because right now I don't know which one should be first, right? Sugar-free or keto or non-dairy. I'd imagine a sugar-free or keto would probably come before non-dairy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what you would do is you would just download one of those softwares like Helium 10, and they actually already have that information. So what you could basically do is put in like non-dairy, and I wouldn't even say non-dairy, I would say non-dairy creamer.
Okay.
So that's actually one other thing. So order matters in the sense of like where it's placed in the title, but like right now you are in place to index for non-dairy creamer, even though they're not in order of that right now. So all you need are the pieces, right? So you don't want to repeat words. So like, for example, you wouldn't want to say keto friendly and then like sugar-free friendly, right? I know sugar friendly makes no sense, but you don't need to repeat words.
Right.
So, but yeah, so don't repeat words, things like that, but you can essentially look it up through Helium 10 and see, okay, does non-dairy creamer rank higher than keto creamer or sugar-free creamer? And you can play around with the placement of this.
Got it.
I would also I think when you take out the dashes actually and the spaces, you might have room. Is it MCT oil or is it just MCT?
Well, it's MCT oil.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder if you can put the oil in there just so it MCT oils in there instead of just MCT.
Yeah.
I mean, MCT probably is ranking really well, but I would assume MCT oil is probably
Gotcha. And lots of people search for MCT oil or coffees or products with MCT oil. So that will be a search term people search for sure, because they don't want the powder. And so that will actually like help you stand out and get better rankings when people are searching for creamer with MCT oil. We want you to show up for that.
Right. Okay.
And then just like one last quick thing and would be I think you're using all of your characters, but if you're not, just make sure you are.
Okay.
But yeah, awesome. I mean, honestly, it's a great start. It looks awesome. It's just, you might play around with it and find different keywords are more important than others. So,
if you're enjoying how this coaching call is going with Courtney and you're seeing how much impact it can make, this is exactly how most of our TurnKey Inner Circle coaching calls go. And she's been nice enough to let us share that with you guys and publicize it. But, most of our clients, prefer to keep it private, and that's what we do. And so if you want to be a TurnKey Inner Circle coaching client where, even just for a call or two, I mean, we can really do a deep dive into your, auditing your listing and going through what strategies are you doing for reviews, for growth strategies. And we're going to help identify at least one, but usually multiple areas in your business where you can make small tweaks and sometimes larger tweaks or strategies that can make a huge impact in your business. Check out the full interview here.